Second star to the right and straight on till morning.
The second star to the right shines in the night for you.
My name is Brittany Brody. I am the Disney Princess of Denver Drag, and this is Drag Me to Denver, the series in which we get to know some of the fierce and fabulous drag artists that make up the Denver drag community. But, you know what? Did that feel like off to you?
No.
No? You don't want to do it again?
No, let's just do it like again and again and
Okay. Welcome back to the DIVA award-winning Drag Me to Denver for Best Queer Podcast.
Flawless victory.
And unfortunately, I have to give you this announcement wearing this wig because trust me, when this is over, it's getting burned. But hey, we're thematic here. We've got a vibe going.
I love the bow.
Yes. Thank you to everyone who voted for me for the DIVA. Thank you for all of your support and helping to make this silly little show hopefully something even slightly much cooler. Thank you again, everyone at home who liked, shared, subscribed, and smashed that bell to be notified for when new videos dropped right here on the channel. My guest today, it's P to the E to the N to the N to the Y because you're spectacular. It's Penny Spectacular.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show, Penny.
I finally made it. I'm not very good at adulting.
It's been a long time coming. You were just waiting for me to win an award, and then you're like, all right, I guess I can give a modicum of attention to Brittany Brody.
I need like a larger audience.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I just really bad at scheduling things and following through. That's
fair.
That's what's happening.
I mean, I even bought like a Wendy look.
You did with that wig.
You're out here with your rhinestone hook. Oh, you're so bling blowed up, and I'm in pajamas.
It's okay.
That's all right. We're being cartoon accurate for you. And one thing I always like to start out with is, in your own words, how would you describe your style of drag?
Oh man, my style of drag, if I was gonna like be really concise about it, is it's sort of like my Lady Gaga fantasy mixed with like my Monster High Doll fantasy mixed with like my Tim Burton love and my love for Dr. Seuss and like movies like Clueless and just like extra like girly things. And that I just kind of like wrap it all up together. But then obviously like I'm Captain Hook right now and I love doing acts inspired by silly characters from my childhood. So Beetlejuice and Captain Hook and I mean Freddy Krueger and what else do? I do so many things. Link from Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
But those are all like stuff that I've just loved ever since childhood.
So you're a bit of like an Outcast meets like bubblegum, like Valley Girl.
Yeah.
I love it. I stand.
Like,
I support this.
Cartoon character come to life. Like I identify with the Disney princess of drag.
Continuing on with your drag, one thing that, dare I say, is iconic is your style of makeup.
Oh,
so was that like, it's so bright and colorful, and like, was that a happy accident, as Bob Ross says?
Words, anything that you're willing to practice, you can do. And this is no exception.
Or it was just intentional? How did this style come about?
I think it came about because of like peer pressure, honestly. I just like wanted so badly to be like good at it. And every time I did my face and was like learning stuff on the internet, I was told like, that's not like enough. You need to do more. You need to do more. And then when people started saying like, you need to do more, I was like, well, why don't I just do like blue and pink and green? Like that's a lot more. And then I just kind of like got inspired obviously by like Trixie Mattel, Bianca Del Rio. Obviously my face kind of looks like their face a little bit, but it just kind of morphed into this because I was told, don't look like you're going to the mall. I don't want to recognize you off the street. So I was like, I have to disguise myself. So this is what you get.
I love it.
Thank you.
You're escaping into your character and it's giving that sense of immersion.
Thank you. And I love painting straight lines. It gives me a lot of joy to like paint the line very straight. So it's like it's very soothing to paint my face now. It used to be stressful. And now it's very like relaxing.
You've got the rhythm down.
Yeah.
Like you've done it enough times that you're like, no stress. I've got this.
Yeah. I was going to do my drag king look for Captain Hook, but I feel like that's not like my super recognizable look. versus this look. So
You're representing the brand.
yeah, I want to represent the brand. But I do like playing around with like more like drag king, like cartoony, very, very exaggerated like lines type of look. Like the Captain Hook on my profile that I have pinned is so good. And I almost did that face, but I was like, I want to do the
I think that's more of like the kind of like old age, a little bit like piratey makeup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. And another thing you have going on is you're currently hosting and producing Spectacular Drag and Pink Sake Club. Tell me about both of those shows.
So I'm currently producing just Spectacular Drag and then co-producing Sapphic Second Saturdays, the ladies, gays, and theys at Champagne Tiger with Dylan Starr. So that's like our little team project. That was gifted to me by Anastasia, actually. She was hosting the show and she was like, I've always wanted you to host the show. So she sort of gave me that hosting position.
The Anastasia Beverly Hills?
Anastasia Beverly Hills.
Well, Spectacular Drag is at the Alamo Draft House, and that's a movie theater. And speaking of movies, what would you say was the last movie you saw in theaters?
Oh, we just went and saw Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith for the anniversary.
It made like $25 million already. It's one of the highest openings for a re-release.
It was so good. There were so many people dressed up, and I just love Star Wars.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power!
We touched on the shows that you're currently working on. You have a different vibe when it comes to your shows. What is the goal of your shows?
The main goal is to book a lot of like amazing, talented artists, like hands down, first of all. But second of all, I really wanted to focus on the non-binary community, the trans community, the like femme identifying community that do drag like me, because I am a cis woman, but I'm also a drag queen, but I also like to do drag king, and I also like to mix stuff together and not identify as any drag anything, just drag performer. So I've been trying to kind of connect with that part of the community, and there's so many people, it's hard to even say like that part of the community because there's so many different people in different parts of the community that are like that. And so I've had people at my shows before be like, I've never seen anything like this before, like this drag is different, because they're really used to seeing like cis male, like traditional like RuPaul's Drag Race kind of vibes, which is like totally valid and amazing. And that's like why I got interested in drag, because that was on TV. But I just it's really important to me to like book a bunch of non-binary, trans, and femme humans, because I feel like we often get treated as like the variety in the drag show. Like, you know what I mean? Like there'll be, at least when I started doing drag in 2017, it was sort of passive aggressive towards me that I was like not really allowed to be there, and that it was almost like a privilege that I was there because I was a woman, like a part of like the boys club. And I would get like these comments of like, oh, drag is just so easy for you, and like blah blah blah. And so I've always just been like, no, like I'm literally just a drag artist like all of y'all. So when I book my shows, I am looking for just like full on talent, full on character, high energy people that are unique, but also like that part of the community that needs like a platform and a stage to perform on. Like Lithia Morose is usually in Spectacular Drag every third Saturday of the month, and she's trans and she's getting her top surgery soon, so she won't be in the next show, unfortunately, but that's because she's recovering, so we'll have to dance in her honor. But she's like a staple in that show, and which is really important to me because she's amazing. Like the fact that she's a trans woman is like whatever, but like she's just fucking amazing. She does like metal numbers, and it's always the best numbers. So,
and there's so many different branches of drag, and I think it's so cool that you're creating platforms and giving opportunities to people that, you know, might not get those opportunities.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I don't know, you see like a lot of the same people, which is fine, but like, I don't know, I just love it when you can go to a show and you be like, I haven't seen like 3 of these performers ever perform before. That's so cool. Like, because otherwise you've seen maybe this person perform like every time you went to drag brunch, or like these 3 people every single time you've gone to this place. So I really want it to be like a variety.
Yes. And speaking of performances, one of the performances that you're most known for is your Beetlejuice number.
Yeah.
How did that number come together? What was involved in creating that kind of story?
Oh my gosh. Well, I love Beetlejuice to my core. That movie came out the year I was born, and I love Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. And it really came about because my boyfriend gave me that gigantic, it was like an extra, extra large, like striped suit. And the like sleeves are not even correct. Like they're not like Beetlejuice correct or anything because they're supposed to go this way with the stripes, but it's just like straight down. And when he gave it, he's like, I'm going to throw this away. Do you want this? And I was like, wait, I could probably make like a Beetlejuice act with this. And then I thought, okay, it's a giant suit, so I'll like have a tiny Beetlejuice thing underneath. And then I found that costume dress that I used, and it was a Halloween costume, and I just added a bunch of rhinestones to it. Bet I cannot fucking find that thing again because I kind of wanted to replace it because it's sort of like getting like old and like falling apart a little bit. But now I'm like, oh man, I might just have to give it to a designer to like try to copy it or something. Because I love the cut of it, but like it is not on the internet anymore. You can't find it. So that's good for me since people don't look like me. But that act just purely came out of the fact that like I wanted to like honor Michael Keaton. Like I wanted to be Penny Spectacular as Michael Keaton. As
You didn't want to do the
Beetlejuice.
Birdman routine?
No.
Let's honor Michael
Well-
Keaton. I'll be the founder of McDonald's.
Here you are. What's this? Your food. No. I just ordered. And now it's here. You sure?
And also, I did not want to be like musical Beetlejuice. I low-key hate
Same.
the musical. I
Same.
think it's garbage. And it's, I'll tell you why. I want to ask you why in a second, why you feel that way. But this is the reason why I hate it. I feel like Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice. He's just this like kind of sleazy, but almost kind of charming, like salesman guy. He's like, come on, let's work together. It'll be really fun. And like, he's just kind of like to try to trick people. And I feel like the Beetlejuice in the musical, which I watched
He's like
a lot.
best friends with her. That's not Beetlejuice.
But also, he's like such a frat boy. He's got like such frat boy energy. And I'm like, oh, that
He's
is
a
not-
bro, yes.
he's not a bro. Like it made me so sad that they turned him into a bro because he wasn't even a bro in the animated series that they released after the movie, which was like officially Beetlejuice anyway.
Right.
And he was not, he like stayed true to that Michael Keaton character. I don't even know if Michael Keaton voiced that character in the cartoon, but I like that way better than the musical. So I wanted to make sure that I did no songs from the musical. I randomly found Mr. Bad Guy by Freddie Mercury, which I was like, that intro to that song sounds exactly like Tim Burton Beetlejuice. And I was like, this is perfect. And then I wanted to put like the key like dialogue in it. But honestly, I kind of wish I would have changed some of the dialogue choices because there's a lot of Beetlejuice acts out there now. And a lot of them use like the same ones. And I'm like, man, if I would have been more creative,
You know it's excessive when even my ass ends up in a Beetlejuice show.
Right. But that's good because Beetlejuice is really popular and awesome. But I got my favorite quotes from the show. My hand is so sweaty. And then I put together Mr. Bad Guy and then Psycho by Muse. And I love that song so much. It's such a rock vibe. And I wanted it to just feel very unhinged when I like took my first like giant Beetlejuice suit off. But I think like my favorite part about that act is like the ending because it's Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. And like a lot of people do Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. It's in a lot of acts, like whatever. But like the way that I rip off my bra right when it's like, ooh, I'm just like, oh, it's just like the timing and the musicality of like the whole reveal at the end with that like outro of that song is just so, it's very good and it's spooky and it just like goes with the whole goofy vibe too in a weird way, which I love. Because that's the whole thing is like, it's supposed to be like goofy, spooky, but sexy.
We come for your daughter, Chuck.
Moving on, speaking of looks, we're going to play a game. And this game, our first game today is called This or That.
Okay.
So I want you to choose between two things and then tell me why.
Okay.
Number one, and there is a theme to this. The Mad Hatter or Harley Quinn?
Oh, That's so hard.
You're the theme, by the way.
Oh my
If
god.
it's not obvious yet.
I have 2 acts with both of those.
You have acts with everything in this game.
Oh man. Okay, this or that. Harley Quinn or Mad Hatter. But okay, is it this or that pertaining to me, or this or that just in
You
just
can
anything?
interpret it however you want.
Okay, Harley Quinn then.
Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
Okay. Harley Quinn or Freddy Krueger?
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn or Eddie Munson?
Eddie Munson.
Why?
I have such a deep emotional attachment.
You've
to
done a
that
lot of Eddie
character.
Munson drag.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Drag King numbers, actually. That's one of my favorite mixes I've made, and that one I can't wait for more people to see because it's like one of my favorite acts. Like, I love Beetlejuice, but the Eddie Munson act's pretty fucking great.
Okay. Eddie Munson or Link?
Oh, Eddie Munson.
Eddie Munson or The Squid Game?
Oh, Eddie Munson.
Do you remember when you did your Squid Games drag? What number, what contestant were you?
I was 13.
That is correct.
And it was for work. It was Halloween.
Okay.
Halloween day. And I had blood on my forehead. And I was like, lucky 13.
Okay. I think we're still on Eddie Munson.
Yeah.
Eddie Munson or The Night King?
Eddie Munson.
Eddie Munson or Elvira?
Eddie Munson.
Eddie Munson or Jack Skellington?
Eddie Munson.
We have a winner.
Yes!
Chrissy, wake up! I don't like this! Chrissy, wake up!
Who'd have thought that he would be the most famous person to come out of Stranger Things, because he's everywhere now.
I love him. Okay, so quick story about me.
Okay.
I have 8 half brothers, and 4 of them are from my dad's previous marriage, and then 4 of them are from my mom's previous marriage. And like on my dad's side of the family, they were a lot older than me, and my dad was like 20 years older than my mom, so my dad was like really old. Anyway, so my brothers on my dad's side of the family, Patrick, Matt, Jeff, and oh my god, they're gonna kill me, Matt. They were all like in 80s metal hair bands and like literally looked exactly like Eddie Munson. Like, I have pictures like I could send you of their like band photos, and they're so like sexy with their tight jeans and like long hair, like naturally just long fucking hair.
All bands in the 80s, that's drag too.
It was exactly, and that's like made me so happy. And so then when I saw Eddie Munson, and then we had this inspiration to do the Stranger Things show, I was like, I want to be a drag king, and I want to do Eddie Munson and like kind of honor my like brother Patrick, because he like inspires me a lot. And we lost him in 2012, so R.I.P. Patrick. But I like to perform as Eddie Munson, kind of like to honor him in that like 80s rock star, like super glam, but also like emotional and like it's so good. I love it so much. I can't wait to do that act more, actually. It's gonna be so good.
Well, congrats, Eddie Munson, for winning.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that act actually at our next Sapphic Saturday show.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if you're local to Colorado and you want to see some Eddie Munson, come check it out, Sapphic Saturday.
Come check it out.
Speaking of other places, you've done Colorado Burlesque Festival and you did New Mexico Burlesque Festival. Tell me about both of those events.
I usually I performed at Colorado Burlesque Festival a couple of times with Beetlejuice and my Spice Girl number, and with a couple of group acts. But now I head up like the Go-Go's every year, and I'm gonna be in charge of the Go-Go's again this year. Colorado Burlesque Festival is great because it just features a ton of performers from all around the country, and it tends to like lean towards classic, more like a classic vibe. Like, you'll see like random acts that are not classic, but it's mostly gonna be like more traditional, more classic burlesque. But then when you go to the New Mexico Burlesque Festival, they're a bunch of nerds. So they have a bunch of variety of like everything, but then like mostly nerdy shit. And like this year there were a ton of like alien themed acts, and it, of course, like New Mexico. So like it just fits so well. But it was so good. And like I got to do my Beetlejuice act in their like brunch Sunday show that was at this club like the next, like on Sunday. So there's a Friday night showcase, a Saturday night showcase, and then a Sunday brunch. And so I got to do Beetlejuice, and like everybody in that show was like a character. There was like Hades, and there was a Jessica Rabbit, who was like originally dressed up as Roger Rabbit and then strips down to Jessica Rabbit. Like, it was just so nerdy. And so you have to go and you have to like apply if you have any like burlesque numbers you want to do. Because they love nerdy stuff down there. It's my favorite. I love Albuquerque. Albuquerque is like one of my favorite places to go visit and like just chain smoke joints and go to First Friday and hang out with my burlesque friends. It's super fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of burlesque, you also did a show recently. Now that's what I call burlesque.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I
What did you
burlesque.
perform for that?
That one was about. It was a burlesque show about balls.
Okay.
And Lainey Lynx produced it, and it was at the Broadway Roxy, and it was all about balls. And I did a number where I did a poi act. I almost brought my poi balls today, but I wasn't sure what your setup was. But
do you do poi?
Yeah, but like I wouldn't call myself a flow artist because I see people in the park doing stuff where it looks like so flowy, and I'm like, I'm not at that level with my flow. I feel like I'm more of like, look at this trick, look at this trick, look at this trick, and I'm just like moving the act forward rather than like flowing with the music like EDM songs and stuff like that. But yeah, I love poi. It's super fun. I've hit myself a lot with poi balls over the years.
I know it seems funny, but hit yourself with the toy a lot.
You are a big Lady Gaga fan.
Yes.
What does Lady Gaga mean to you?
Oh my God. Everything. I don't know.
Because it's interesting when I asked you to describe your drag, the first sentence was like Lady Gaga.
I just felt like, okay, so I grew up in the South, in the Bible Belt, like an hour south of like, or an hour away from like anything that was like a movie theater or a restaurant or like anything like Cowtown, Bible, middle of nowhere. And so when Lady Gaga like came out in like what? I learned about her when I turned 21. So when did I turn 21? That was like 2009, was it?
Yeah.
So
I did the math.
Pretty much like Just Dance, right? Like that had come out, and I think Poker Face had just come out. And I had a pirate themed birthday party for my 21st birthday.
Did you wear this?
I wish. No, I honestly probably had like such a terrible outfit. I probably just like put a bunch of black around my eyes and was like, I'm a pirate. But no, my gay best friend Bryce was like, I challenge you to a dance contest. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And then he was like, let's dance to Lady Gaga. And I was like, who is that? I have no idea. And he's like, you haven't heard Lady Gaga? So like Just Dance had already come out and Poker Face was the new single. So he's like, why haven't you heard of her? And so that was when I was exposed to that that music. And then when I started learning about her and how she was like cool with being weird and artsy and like just being outspoken and girl power shit, I like immediately like latched on and was like, I like this because it's a pop star that's not like the same as Britney Spears or like Christina Aguilera or like, you know, people that are like traditionally like sexy and pretty and dainty and that was like never me. And I liked how Lady Gaga was kind of like hard, but like really feminine, sexy. So I learned everything I could about her. I totally like hyper focused on her like all through college. If anybody challenged her, I got on my soapbox and defended that bitch with my life. It was crazy. Like I would end friendships over that. If people were like, I don't like her, I would be like, we're not friends anymore. But I'm chill now. But like, I just really like find her very inspiring. She's sort of like what I've latched on to. Like I'm convinced, you know how like they say your soul chooses where it goes in like the timeline of like whatever like existence. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was like, I don't care what's happening.
She's your spirit animal.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to live at the same time as Lady Gaga, and I want to be like the same age as her. I think she's like a year older than me, or 2 years older than me. I can't remember.
It's weird. I tell you how old Lady Gaga is.
Is she
but
40
we're
now?
not gonna answer that.
Oh my God, she's 40 now, right? 40, 39.
We'll find out because our next
39. She's 39 because I'm 37. She's 2 years older than me.
Our next game is called Gaga for Gaga, where we test your Lady Gaga knowledge.
Oh no, I'm gonna be such a loser and get all these wrong.
talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, shit on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it.
Question number 1. What year was Lady Gaga born?
1986.
That is correct.
Yay!
Ding, ding, ding. How many songs are on the album The Fame Monster?
Fuck. I'm supposed to know numbers? That's so
You're supposed to know
rude.
everything about Lady Gaga.
Everything.
This is my favorite album of hers, so I knew the answer.
I'm just going to guess, and I'm going to be wrong. That's going to be okay.
Okay.
12?
Incorrect.
10.
It is 8.
8.
And
Yeah.
it came, I have it on physical CD still. It was a 2-disc CD. The first disc was The Fame, and the second disc was The Fame Monster. So they all came together in the thing. So that's how I bought her first album, was I just bought the set with 2. But she's on the cover with like the latex, also part of why I love that album.
Yeah, all of the the branding for every album really got me fucking hooked. Like promotion.
Did you like Mayhem? I didn't even ask you.
I love Mayhem.
Like, how would you rank Mayhem compared to the other albums?
That's such a hard question because I shit on Joanne.
You don't even
so
get
much,
points
and
for this one. This
I know,
question either.
I know.
This is honest opinion.
This is honest opinion. I shit on Joanne so much, but I love that album
There's
so
some
much.
good.
So it's so hard.
I shit on Joanne too, but there's at least 2 or 3 good songs I like.
I like and yeah, some
Ayo,
of my favorite
we
music
smoking 'em.
videos. Yeah, no, that Ayo and then John Wayne. One of the best music videos ever. I love that music video.
Okay.
But no, Mayhem, I fucking love it. When Disease came out, obsessed, dead. When saw the fucking video, I died. What was crazy is when I was dancing to it before the video came out, it was like same vibes, and I was like, I know. Mayhem came out on 3/7, and I turned 37 on March 1st before the album came out. So I'm
It's
not
meant
saying
to be. Lady Gaga is your spirit animal.
yeah. But I do, and Abracadabra, I am obsessed with. That fucking earwormed me for 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't even learn the choreography.
Should we take you down to the Garden of Eden?
No.
Which that's my Olive Garden joke. It's the Olive Garden. We'll take you down to the Garden of Eaton.
Did you know there's a chip company called the Garden of Eaton?
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
Okay, well, use that same joke about Olive Garden and the Garden of Eaton for this chip company.
I'm so hungry now. I want to go to Olive Garden.
Let's get back to the game. You're 1-1, so you're at about 50%.
Yay!
You're not even passing. Which president did Lady Gaga perform for their birthday party?
For their birthday party?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Obama?
That is incorrect.
It was Joe Biden?
That is also incorrect.
Oh my God.
It was Bill Clinton's 65th
God.
birthday party. Lady Gaga performed at it.
Damn.
You're 1-2. What album does the song Sex Dreams appear on?
Oh, Art Pop.
That is correct.
That's one of my favorite albums. Art Pop Forever. Totally underrated.
In the movie Machete Kills, what is the name of Lady Gaga's character?
Oh shit, the Chameleon?
I'll give it to you. It's La Chameleon.
La Chameleon?
But
yeah,
that's impressive. In the episode Whale Whores of South Park, the boys all play Rock Band together. What Lady Gaga song do they play?
Oh no.
That later got added into Rock Band with the character singing that song.
Oh shit. I don't know. Bad Romance?
It is Poker Face.
Oh, Poker Face.
It's Eric Cartman's Poker Face.
Well, now I need to go watch that episode. I've never seen it. I love South Park.
No, he can't read my poker face. She's got to love nobody. Can't read my. No, he can't read my poker face. She's got to love nobody. Pop, 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 poker face. Pop, pop, poker face. Ma, 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 ma. Pop, 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 poker face. Guys, pop, poker face. Guys, ma, 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 ma.
Look, I really think it's time for us to do something. This is all getting way out of hand. What do you mean? The song is sweet.
Moving on. Who directed a very Lady Gaga Christmas special?
I mean, it was like the Jim Henson Muppet situation.
That was the Thanksgiving one with RuPaul and the Muppets. I love that special.
The Christmas special.
Who directed a very Lady Gaga Christmas?
That wasn't like Tony Bennett situation, was it? No. God, I don't remember. I like barely watched that
Ooh,
one.
a very Lady Gaga Christmas television special was directed by Lady Gaga.
Aha! You learn something new every day.
Which celebrity helped launch the Born This Way Foundation through Harvard University?
Her mom?
Which celebrity?
Oh, which celebrity?
Yeah, which celebrity helped Lady Gaga launch the Born This Way Foundation through Harvard University?
I don't know. I always thought she just worked on it with her mom.
That is Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, cool. I'm learning so many cool things about Lady Gaga today.
Can I just touch this?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No.
No. Will it move if I did?
No.
Okay. It's just not allowed.
No.
Okay.
May I touch you?
Yeah?
No.
In the Judas music video, who does Lady Gaga play?
Mary Magdalene?
That is correct. I feel that was a Hail Mary.
Oh.
And our final question, what movie stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Lady Gaga?
Oh, what stars them?
Yep. What movie has both Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Lady Gaga? There is a scene where they're in a diner together.
Oh. Why can't I remember who Joseph Gordon-Levitt is?
He was in The Dark Knight Rises. He was on Third Rock from the Sun. He was in 500 Days of Summer. I can go all day. He was in 50-50 with Seth Rogen.
Didn't they like sing "Baby It's Cold Outside" together on like
he may
TV
have.
once?
I've got to be going.
No,
I really can't stay.
baby, it's cold outside.
Oh, I've got to go away.
But baby, it's cold outside.
Wow. I love that story. What's the name of the movie?
I don't know.
Oh, that would be Sin City, A Dame to Kill For.
Oh yeah, Sin City.
Be like 10 years
you just like
later
pick
sequel.
all of like the little tiny things she's
Well,
been
little
in.
nuggets.
I do have a really big donkey dick. Roll like Lady Gaga in this bitch. Roll all fucking day. Donatella on your host.
I think we have to talk about a discretion that you've had. And I believe from the bottom of my heart, you need to answer for your crimes as both Captain Hook and Penny Spectacular.
I'm so scared right now.
So
What's happening?
in May of 2016, you were caught illegally groping. Can you please answer for this photo?
Oh my
Quote,
god.
Gone groping a Simpson butt. What were you doing to Bart Simpson in this photo and what is happening here?
You actually can't go in that alley anymore. There's a fine of like $1,000.
Okay.
So that was a very brief magical moment. And I was joking. We were just leaning in for the photo.
Okay. You were both dressed in kind of like superhero-ish outfits.
Yeah.
Was this like a costume or like a drag thing or what's going on?
Oh yeah, it's so we're Captain Spliff and Honey Blunt. One of my first like friends I made when I moved to Denver when I worked at a grow house. He was like drawing a weed comic book superhero and he was like, yeah, sometimes I get my friends to like dress as the comic book characters and we go to like cons or we go to like Cannabis Cup when it used to be in fucking Denver. That was awesome. We walked around in those superhero outfits and just smoke a shit ton of weed and take a bunch of videos. I met so we dressed up and we went down to this in Colorado Springs, and that's not in Colorado Springs, but as dressed as those characters, we went down to the smoke lounge for this like 710 event. And I met the fucking guy I met the dude that the Big Lebowski's based off of, like the actual guy.
I didn't know that was based on an actual person.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can't remember off the top of my head in this moment because I smoke lots of weed. But like that guy, if you like Google him, like he was like in Colorado Springs, and I have a photo of me and him together. Actually, a couple photos, and he's all like kind of drunk and like, you know, like, and it's just so adorable. And I'm like, no one knows who you are, and it's hilarious. But I love that you're this guy that inspired this really popular movie.
That rug really tied the room together, did it not?
Fucking A.
This guy peed on it.
Donnie, please.
But yeah, so yeah, it's just dressing up as weed superheroes, running around and smoking weed and making content before TikTok was a thing.
Yeah. So
what year was that?
It was 2016. It was May 2016.
Oh yeah, we were just posting on Facebook.
Wow.
And Instagram apparently.
I don't think I was even on Instagram at that point. Maybe?
That was before I started doing drag. Because I started doing drag in 2017.
That was. Because if you go far enough in your Instagram, it just, at some point, it just becomes pictures of cats.
Yeah. Those are my ex-boyfriend's cats.
Okay. Going back a little bit further to 2013, if I asked you to give me a Picasso, what would you do?
A Picasso?
Yeah.
In 2013, what do you
If
mean?
I asked you to give me a Picasso right now, what would you do?
I would
This
probably
sounds like a
paint you
sex
one.
thing. Like, hey, you want to give me the Picasso?
I probably would I don't know, dress up like Picasso and give it to you.
So, according to 2013, this face is called the Picasso. I shall call it the Picasso.
Because he like had a lot of like distorted faces in the art. I arguably did not have a good sense of humor or good social media back before I started performing. Just saying.
Sorry, you have to do it. It's kind of like a. That was much better than my attempt.
I actually practiced that for a really long time. I think that's why I posted it, because I was really proud of the effort that I put into it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, now you know that move is called the Picasso. I look like a fish when I try it. Anyways, this has been... It's a very expressive, cartoonish face. It's great. Moving on a little bit, it's been so fun having you here on this channel, on this episode. Where can we find you on social media? What shows do you have coming up to promote? What's going on in your life?
What's going on? I have Penny Spectacular on Instagram and TikTok. I'm arguably not great at updating my Facebook, so don't look there. But there's a link tree on my Instagram and my Facebook where I keep that updated with all the shows. But I have a show every second Saturday at Champagne Tiger. It's a sapphic drag brunch. So it's at 1 p.m. and you can always reserve tickets on the Champagne Tiger website. And then I always do a free drag show on the third Saturday of the month at the Alamo Draft House, Sloan's Lake at the Barfly, which is their little restaurant. So there's no cover. You come whenever you want. It's from 8 to 10. You can hang out with us. And it's just like super fun to go to a free, really good drag show on a Saturday. Like, where are you going to find a free, good show on a Saturday? I can't believe they pay us to be there. It's amazing. Good job, Alamo Draft House.
And when you're done, you can go see a movie. It's the best of both worlds.
Honestly, I've had people like get out of a movie and then be like, I saw there was a drag show. Or people be like, we were going to go see this movie and then we decided to stay for the show instead. And so that show is always fun. You've been in that show. You've been in that show. I love that show. I worked really hard to get that show. That was like a year-long sort of an audition process with like the event manager and like hosting shows, producing shows, performing in shows, and showing them. They're like, hey, like I think you would like it. And then they offered me a monthly show that was fully paid for the cast, which is like huge to me because I'm like, we don't have to hustle ticket sales. We just have to get people to come hang out. And yeah, and you can find me randomly at other shows that will be in my link tree. And I think the next one I have is at the Pearl, and it's a Star Wars themed show. May the Gay be with you.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna do my Luke Skywalker act, specifically Luke Skywalker from A New Hope. That version of Luke Skywalker, and I'm gonna destroy the Death Star on stage with my tits out. And that's gonna be super fun. And then the Colorado Burlesque Festival is coming up, and I'll be go-going every single night. So if you want to come hang out, or if you want to be a go-go dancer, hit me up. Yeah.
Well, thank you again for coming on. It's been so fun getting to know you and your obsessive spirit animals of Harley Quinn and all things Lady Gaga. As always, this has been Drag Me to Denver. Click that like button, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Even if you don't want to drop a comment down below, just say, hey, what's up? I'll say hey back.
Tell me if you want this inside of you.
Things have escalated very quickly. So drop a like, drop a comment, smash that subscribe button, and click that bell to be notified. As always, this has been Drag Me to Denver. My name is Brittany Brody. This is Penny Spectacular. Bye.
People always say that when I wear this. They're like, oh, it's like an anal hook. And I'm like, no, it's not. So that's why I made that joke.
I mean, it could be.